Hey guys, this is a 1997 SeaDoo GTI. Before I take this thing out during the summer, there's a few things I check. So I am not a mechanic of personal watercraft, but I'm going to give you some tips based on what I've had trouble with when using these machines. Maybe it'll keep you out of trouble. Okay, so before I take it out, I like to make sure that these rubber hoses are in good shape. This is the exhaust system. So make sure that this big rubber hose back here that the light's shining on is nice and supple, doesn't have any holes or burn marks in it. If you overheat your machine or it stops pumping water, you can overheat this tube here. I've done it. And what can happen is you'll be riding and you'll start filling your hole up with water and your engine will quit. It's not good. So you want to make sure this is in good shape, and you want to go down to that hose clamp there that comes out of the water box. Give it a little turn, make sure it's nice and snug. There's another hose clamp way on the back there. Can't see it in the video, but see if you can get a short screwdriver down there and give that one a little turn. Make sure it's tight. There's a coupler there that goes from that cone, exhaust cone, to the water box. Inspect that, make sure it's in nice condition, nothing's burned or ready to fail, and give your hose clamps a nice little tiny turn to make sure they're good and snug. Don't over tighten them, just a nice little turn to make sure they're snug. Where the cone meets the exhaust manifold right there, inspect that and make sure this cone hasn't slid back at all in that assembly. So right between those two hose clamps, put your finger on there and kind of make sure you feel kind of a ridge sticking up between the two hose clamps. That means that the cone is meeting up with the exhaust manifold fairly tightly. And you also want to run your fingers down around that cone on the bottom too and kind of do like a feel inspection. Make sure those hose clamps are nice and even on there. Give each one of them just a nice little turn to make sure that they're tight. I've had this part fail. Not good. You will fill the hole up with water in a matter of seconds, especially if you're going full speed. And if you have trouble with this part starting to get wore out, I had a heck of a time finding these online, so I actually was able to find material that works as a replacement from McMaster Car. So if you have questions about that, let me know. I'll post it. Check the hose clamps for the incoming water supply, the outgoing, and the head here, these two black hoses. Anywhere you can find a hose clamp, give it a little turn, make sure it's tight. Inspect your oil lines for leaks, inspect your gas lines for leaks. Just give the engine a good 15-minute look over with a flashlight and just make sure you don't have any obvious problems. This is based on trouble I have had out on the water, so that's why I'm telling you this. There's other maintenance that SeaDoo recommends. I do this annually. I don't know if you can see, there's a grease zert right in the center of your screen, right there. Small silver dot way down there by that black hose, black wire. You want to squirt a little SeaDoo, I think it's called XPS grease in there, just enough so that the boot behind it, there's a rubber boot behind it. I'm sorry, but my camera is not picking this up super well. Oh, that's a pretty good view. So you can kind of see some green down on that rubber boot. You want that rubber boot to expand just a little bit, then you have enough grease in there. And then I have taken the plastic cover off so you can see it. This is the plastic cover that needs to come off to do that. And then of course you put this cover back on. Let's see, whatever else problems have I had out on the water. I guess that's about it. Start it up a few times. Make sure that your machine will start and run on water well. Make sure the telltale is working and peeing out a good stream of water under hose pressure. I've had the starter solenoid go bad on this, so if you're having intermittent starting problems, it might be the solenoid that's located in that box right there. You can replace those fairly easily. that's about it. I hope this helps you. Those are the preseason checks that I do. Not to say that that has anything to do with the manual, but it's checks based on problems that I've had back, out on the water. If you do happen to blow one of these hoses and you fill your hull with water, it's just a matter of minutes, unless you shut it off, before you start pulling water into your carburetor and into your crankcase. And there's a way to clean that all out of there, and lots of guys that probably have videos online. I've had to do it once, and it sucked, but everything's good to go now. All right, thanks for watching.